My top 5 NBA plays for Tuesday, February 13th. Guys, what is going on? Welcome in. It's Billy C. We're going to be going over some of the top plays that I am on for today's NBA slate. I have 6 games on tap for you right now. We're not going to cover every game, but we're just going to cover the games that I really feel strongly about, or some of the plays that I'm on, and then going to give you some different options so that you can tail me. And then this is going to be something moving forward every day. I'm going to be giving you some picks every single day for the NBA slate. Obviously, only 3 games left before we hit the All-Star break. Also, fellas, Valentine's Day is around the corner tomorrow. I hope you got your lady something, or you've already got something in the works. All right, first up, we're looking at the Boston Celtics taking on the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. Right now, main lines are looking at Celtics minus 8.5. Over-under sitting at around 227.5. Something that's, the Celtics guys have just been playing fantastic basketball. They've dominated Brooklyn in their last 10 games, winning 9 of the last 10. So far, taking both games this year that they faced, in both games in November. And against the spread, the Celtics are 7-2-1 in their last 10 against Brooklyn. Guys, the Celtics are just playing some of the best basketball right now in the NBA, winning 15 of their last 21 games. And they're trying to win their 5th straight for the 5th time this year. So the Nets are kind of in that, not playing the best basketball, only going 6-11 in the last 17 games. And they played 12 of those games at home. So they're at home again tonight. And it's going to be a tall task against a really tough Celtics team. Obviously, Porzingis, guys, is right now day-to-day with that back injury, so we're not really sure. That's going to be a big question mark if he's going to go tonight. Some categories here, guys, that are big discrepancies here. Celtics in the last 5 games are second in the league, driving the most rebounds, while Brooklyn is bottom 5 in the league, allowing the most. So and this obviously is going to really hinge on Porzingis. If he plays, there's going to be Celtics just been cleaning up on the boards. They've also been number 1 in blocks in the last 5 games, and they've been taking the most threes and making the most threes. So they're shooting the ball very well. So I'm still expecting that to happen tonight. Even without Porzingis, guys, I really like the Celtics minus 8.5. That's my first play. Let's kind of jump over the odds to see where you can find this at, or the best books around you where you can get this. So just be careful out there for my Bet Rivers, Ballybet, and Unibet bettors. They have the main line at minus 9. If you can, go over to ESPN Bet or even BetMGM. You can get this at minus 110 at the main line. For my Arizona bettors, a book out here in Superbook, I'm on this play for $250 right here at minus 110 for 8 points. But I understand that for the main line, I'm still very comfortable betting this at minus 8.5. All right, next up, we're looking at the Magic hosting the Thunder tonight. This is going to be number 1 versus number 2, the 2022 NBA draft with Paolo versus Chet. Really excited to see these two on the court tonight. Right now, the over-under right now is really where I'm focusing at, and lines are all over the place. Books have it between 223.5. Some books have this up to 225. Thunder are going to be without their 2 trade deadline acquisitions. Gordon Hayward and Bismack Biyombo will not be playing in this game tonight, which could be trouble because the Magic are playing really solid basketball. Their roster is back to full strength. They've won back-to-back games in 5 of their last 6. They're coming off that overtime victory against the Bulls on Saturday. And so also Shaq's number is getting retired tonight. So I'm not going to have any official picks on Magic, in terms of money line, but I would lean a little bit Magic money line whenever Shaq's in the building getting his number retired. And it's a really big matchup with the Thunder being one of the best teams in the league right now. I could see Paolo really upping his game, and the Magic having their full cast of characters could spell trouble for the Thunder. And so a couple reasons, guys, why I really like this under is because of the Thunder and their defense and how they are top 5 in the league when it comes to turnovers, steals, blocks. They are just an absolute machine when it comes to those categories, and also their field goal percentage made. They're top 5 in the league in terms of not giving up a lot. And then the Magic, And then the Magic defensively, very similar, right? They're number 1 in the league with field goals attempted, means they allow the least amount in the league. And then also 5th in the league in field goals made. So you have 2 of the top 5 defenses in terms of field goals made. And then the Magic are, when it comes to the three-point ball and defending it, the Magic are top 10 in the league across three-point percentage, 3-point field goals made, and 3-point field goals attempted. So lines are kind of all over the place right now. The 223.5 solid, especially if you can get this over at ESPN Bet at -105. I really like that. Otherwise, guys, though, this main line is completely fine for me. I like that a lot. Also, for my Arizona bettors, again, Sahara Bets and Superbook, 2 books that have this at 225 on the under. I grabbed this over at Superbook. So I'm on this under as well. It's under 225 for $250. But again, I still really like the under 223.5 if you can find that. Even at -110. As you can see, though, some of the books are already, like DraftKings, are starting to move this line down to 223. But I really like this. 2 top 5 defenses in the league, guys. Loving the under. All right, guys, for the third play, we're going out west. Pistons visiting the Lakers. Pistons trying to win, getting a second crack at this out in LA after dropping that game to the Clippers. They're going to, have some new options into the lineup. Simone Fontenecchi, Troy Brown Jr., Shake Milton, all going to be coming off the bench after, the trade deadline. But I think they can make some contributors. But what I'm really excited about is Cade Cunningham, particularly with his points, rebounds, and assists. He's basically been middle of the pack so far this year and hitting his line. Right now it's at 34.5. But I really like the matchup tonight in Los Angeles. The lights will be on very bright for him. But also that just the Lakers defense in particular is just really below average and bottom third in the league across a number of different categories. So hopping over to props.cash, we're looking at Cade right now. And like I said, with just the Lakers defense, this is why I really like this line a lot. I understand it maybe hasn't been the most consistent stretch of games for Cade in his last, and we're just looking at his road games here in his last 10. Even in his last 15, it hasn't really been that solid. But again, with rebounding assists, 3-point percentage, Lakers are not great against defending the three ball. They're rebounding. I really like Cade to have a solid game tonight. You can snag this. Basically, all the books have this around -115, like with DraftKings and PointsBet. Though, if you are someone that uses BetRivers, Unibet, or Ballybet, this is currently out there at +112, which is fantastic value. But even so, if you can't, no worries at all. I like Cade in a plus matchup form to hit this over at 34.5. And if you wanted to get frisky, if you have maybe a Prize Picks or DFS, if this is at 35, I like this over as well. Next up, we're looking at Heat traveling out to Milwaukee. They just tough to have that grueling loss against the Celtics at home. And they're still going to be without Jimmy Butler for this game. Also, Terry Rozier, not expected to play, has that sprained right knee. And then Josh Richardson as well. So there's some key people that are missing. Duncan Robinson is iffy right now for this game. And so I'm really looking to take Tyler Hero under on his assist in this game. I think he's going to have to put up points. Him and Bam are going to need to lead the way if they're wanting to make this game competitive at all. And also, I'm really in love with the Bucks D, particularly when Hero goes up against them. So when we come down here to make sure that we remove Terry and Jimmy from the lineup, it's gotten a little bit better, obviously. Only 4 of his last 10, the under has cashed. But on road games, in games but in his last 10 in general, guys, 6 of his last 10, this is cash without Jimmy, without Terry. I really like the Bucks defense. I really like this under at 5.5. Now, sticking with that Heat-Bucks game, we're going to look at Brook Lopez. I am in love with his points, rebounds, and assists right now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So right now, we're looking at Brook Lopez over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's where the main line's at. He's hit this in 8 of his last 10 games. And then when we look at his home stats for tonight, same, 8 of his last 10. Head-to-head at home against Miami, 4 of his last 6, including back on October, he went for 21. So the matchup, obviously, he's going up against Bam. It's going to be tough, but I really like Brook to get it going tonight. And currently looking right now at where we can get this at. Over at Bet365, we can get this at -115. But still, I like this at BetMGM and DraftKings at -120. So fifth and final play today, guys. Take Brook Lopez over on his points, rebounds, and assists. All right, guys, there we go. The 5 picks for today, the best 5 NBA bets that I'm going to be on. I'm going to be keeping track of these every single day so that you know how well or not well I'm doing. So if you want to tail me or if you want to fade me, let me know in the comments below how much you love or can't stand these picks. I would love to hear from you guys. But either way, guys, we'll be coming back at you tomorrow with 5 more picks for another slate of NBA games. But for tonight, enjoy the games, and we'll see you tomorrow.